Hey everybody, welcome back. Alright, so we're going to be going over Unit 9, alright, and we're going to start in Lesson A in the Ventures series, Level 3. Alright, Unit 9. The topic for Unit 9 is daily living. Okay, daily living. We could also say everyday living, or things that happen every day, right, in our lives. Okay. More specifically, we're going to be talking about crime and community action. Okay, crime and community action. This is important because not that we want to wish or have any bad things happen to us, like crime, right, or anything like that, but we do want to be able to identify things in English, right, words in English, so that we can speak clearly and communicate effectively to our neighbors, to the police, to our friends, our family, right, anybody who might be involved in our lives on a daily basis, right, so that they know what's going on, okay? And we're also going to talk about community action. All right, so community action and crime. All right. So crime. What do you think of when you read the word crime? Okay. What do you think of when you read the word crime? I wrote down some things that I think of when I hear or read the word crime. So the first thing I think of is breaking the law. Right, someone who's breaking the law. Another thing I think of is theft, right? Theft, somebody who's a thief, or stealing, right? Someone who's stealing or who steals things from people, all right? Things that don't belong to them. All right, so a thief or someone who steals things, right? Robbery, right? That's the action. That's the actual action of being robbed, right? Someone taking something from you that's not theirs. All right, and then worst actions, things that are really bad that we're not going to talk about in this unit or in this class, right? But we all know that when we talk about crime, there are worse things that can happen than somebody stealing something from you, right? So we'll move on. Okay, community action. Community action, all right? What do you think of when you read the words community action? All right, I wrote down some words that I think of, some phrases, right, that I think of when I think of community action, right? So the first one is talking to neighbors, right? Talking to neighbors, trying to figure out what's going on, okay? Helping neighbors, right? Actually helping them to do things. Community action could be anything from helping to find a lost pet to helping to figure out whose house got broken into, right? And who broke into their house, right? Another thing I think of is watching out for your neighbors, right? So if you see somebody in your neighbor's yard looking through their window, who don't do, and they don't belong there, right? You call the police, right? We also talked about neighborhood watch back in a few units ago, right? Neighborhood watch. And excuse me, and a part of that is watching out for your neighbors. Okay, and then the last thing I thought of was neighbors working together to do something or get something done. Okay, so that could be neighbors working together to form a neighborhood watch group, right? And what does that do? What gets done? They have patrols, people who walk around the neighborhood, right? Neighbors who walk around the neighborhood, who make sure that no one is stealing or robbing, right? or doing damage to other people's property. All right. So this lesson we're going to be talking about robbery. Okay. So I pulled out some definitions in the dictionary and posted it here that talk about robbery and the different forms that that we can find when we talk about the word robbery. All right, so the root word is rob. Okay, rob, and that's a verb, right? Usually used with an object. So an object, rob a car, right? Other forms of the verb are robbed, right? Past tense. Robbing, present, continuous. It's ongoing, right? First definition: to take something from someone by unlawful force or threat of violence. To steal from. Okay. Number two, to deprive someone of some right or something legally due, something that's legally theirs. Okay. The example is they robbed her of her inheritance, right? That's something that she would get when maybe her parents passed away, died, and left for her. Okay. They robbed it. They took it from her. Okay. All right. Third definition: to plunder or rifle a house, shop, etc. That means to plunder. It means to take out, right? To steal, basically. Okay. To take what's not yours or whatever you find. All right. Number four: to deprive someone. To deprive of something unjustly or injuriously. Okay, to deprive of something unjust or injuriously. Here's an example. The team was robbed of a home run hitter when the umpire called it a foul ball. Okay, so the team thought that they had a good and clean home run. Okay, but the umpire called it back. All right. He took it back. He said, no, it wasn't a clean home run. It wasn't a clean hit. It was a foul ball. Okay? The shock robbed him of his speech. So, the way they used robbed here, the shock that he saw, or that he had when the umpire called his what he thought was a clean home run, a foul ball, he couldn't even speak. He was just, I can't believe it, right? So he was so shocked. Okay, the shock robbed him of his speech. He could not talk. All right. Verb, used without an object. All right. Robbed, robbing. Okay. To commit or practice robbery. All right. That's how you use that. To commit or practice robbery. That means you practice and you keep doing it over and over until you get it right, I guess. So you commit. You actually say, this is what I'm going to do. All right? I am going to rob for a living. Okay, and I'm going to keep practicing it until I get it right without any errors. Okay, I'm going to get perfect. That's that. Okay. Robber. That's the noun. This is the noun. This is the noun of the word robbery. A person who robs. Okay. Just that is what it is. A person who robs. Robbery. Robbery. Okay. It's a noun. Plural. Plural form is robberies. Okay. We drop the Y and we add IES. Robberies. Number one, the act, the practice, or an instance of robbing. Law. A felonious taking of the property of another from his or her person or in his or her immediate presence. Okay? This is basically breaking the law by taking somebody's things away from them, off of them, like a ring or a chain, a gold chain, or in their immediate presence, right? So this could be a purse sitting right next to you, or a wallet sitting right next to you, okay? Against his or her will. That means you don't want it to happen. By violence or intimidation. So violence, they're going to beat you up, or intimidation, they threaten you, all right? Bust your nose, all right? So, daily living. And we're talking about crime and community action. Specifically, robbery, all right? When we're talking about crime. So let's now open our books up to page 110. 110. Okay, on page 110, in our new book, we have 5 pictures, okay? The first picture, we are following Monica, and something, either she heard something or something bad has happened, looks like to me. All right. In the second picture, we have Samantha. All right. And it sounds like whatever she's hearing, she can't believe it. All right. Number 3. Page number 3 is obviously a robber looking at somebody's window. Okay. Number 4. Looks like somebody's house got ransacked, got turned upside down. Somebody went through their house, through their drawers. And it looks like they were looking for jewelry. And number 5 is a picture, is a sign with neighborhood watch. All right, yes, we talked about that earlier in our earlier unit about the community coming together to protect the to protect the neighborhood. All right, so that's the neighborhood watch. This is a sign warning any robbers that there is a neighborhood watch program in force, right? So program in action, all right? We report all suspicious persons and activities to our law enforcement agency. So we report all suspicious people and their activities to the cops. All right? So for A, that is what I see. Okay? That's what I see in these 5 pictures. Question is, letter B, what is happening? Well, obviously somebody's house. I think it's Monica. I think it's her house. Her house is getting broken into, or has gotten broken into, or Monica is telling Samantha that her house got broken into. All right? Either way, somebody's house got broken into and something got robbed. What's the story? Well, we see Monica and Samantha, either one of those 2 people, got their house broken into. Obviously, we see in picture number 4 that the house was broken into. And in picture number 3 shows the guy who broke into their house. So I think these people, Monica and Samantha, got tired of houses getting broken into and things getting robbed, so they started a neighborhood watch. That's what I think is the story. All right. Lesson A, listening. Before you listen, what do you see? What is happening? What's the story? Let's take some time to write down what we see. Okay? I said what I saw. Now you take some time and write down in complete sentences and practice and tell me what you see. All right? let's do that. Let's pause the video and take some time to write down what you see. Okay, so hopefully you've had some time to write down what you think is going on here in these 5 pictures. Okay, so now let's take some time and listen. Okay, if you have the old book, you can listen to CD number 2, track number 23, or if you're not using your phone to go through this lesson, through this video, you can scan this barcode here to hear the track. All right, so let's take some time to listen to the track and to look at the pictures while we're listening to it and find out what's really going on here. All right, and see how close we were, all right, to the facts. All right, so let's do that. Let's pause the video and listen to the track, and we'll come back and we'll answer these questions. All right. Okay, so hopefully you had some time to stop the video and to listen to the track and follow along with the pictures to see what's going on. Okay, and find out what's the story. Okay, so let's answer some questions here. Number 2, listen. A, listen and answer the questions. Number 1, who are the speakers? I wrote down the speakers are Monica and Samantha. Number 2, what are they talking about? I wrote down they are talking about someone someone who broke into Monica's house. Okay, someone who broke into Monica's house. B, listen again, take notes, answer the questions. Number 1, this one is done for us, all right? What happened at Monica and Todd's house? Someone broke into it. Someone broke into it. Number 2, where were Monica and Todd when the robbery happened? Okay, I wrote down they were at their neighbor's house, the Marinos. They were at their neighbor's house, the Marinos. What did the robber steal? I wrote down the robber stole a TV, a DVD player, some jewelry, and some cash. So a TV, DVD player, jewelry, and cash. Number 4, how has the neighborhood changed? I wrote down there's more crime now. There's more crime now. And then number 5, what does Samantha think they should do? I wrote down start a neighborhood watch program. Start a neighborhood watch program. Okay? So this is what I got. This is what I wrote down. Hopefully you wrote down something very close to it, very similar. All right. If not, please listen to the track again and listen very closely. All right. I know that when I read this, I thought that they went to the marina, but it wasn't the marina. I had to listen to it twice. They went over to their neighbor's house, and the neighbors, their names are Marino. So that kind of threw me. I had to pay attention closely there. All right. So hopefully you got those answers. If not, please listen to the track again. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. All right. You can reach me through WhatsApp, or you can email me. Okay. Or you can send me a DM on WhatsApp. All right. Good. Let's move on.